Hello everyone. Um, I have tried this intro multiple times because I am trying to adjust audio levels, so this is awkward as shit. And my cats are begging. So, shout outs to homies over here, starving. I'm gonna feed them, they're not starving, I promise. Um, so this is my dirty, one-all clear of DoDonPachi. I didn't know if I was going to do this and talk about it. I knew I was going to upload it. I obviously recorded it, but I didn't know if I was going to talk about it because I didn't know how I felt. But I feel like this has kind of been, I don't know, an amalgam of effort and trying to do something that seems so much more simple now that I've actually done it. I'm like, damn, this shit is actually pretty fucking easy. I'm gonna get started on the video. Ignore the fact that you see VLC showing up. Uh, Basically, it's pretty by the book. Easy shit, fairly easy route. I make some mistakes later on that annoy me, but it's just the nature of the beast. I'd say that overall, I did fairly decent for what I wanted to do, and that's basically just clear the fucking game. But there is just some stuff at the end where I'm just whatever. It is what it is. So the reason I'm even starting this and talking over it is because I have a huge ego and I need to satiate that ego. But the real reason is I've had a goal to play through and one-all some cave shmups, particularly DoDonPachi and Diojo. And the reason for that is because I want to go to an arcade in Japan the next time I'm there and be able to either 1cc them or I'm not going to even shaft myself. I want to 1cc these games. I want to 1cc DoDonPachi while I'm there and Diojo while I'm there. And it's just been something that's been in the back of my mind for a while, and I have always played shmups on and off, but I've never really dedicated time like I have to DoDonPachi. And I think that the biggest thing for me was a focus on, I guess, a simple goal, because I've watched super players or, you know, good players today do two alls without, I mean, I know they struggle, and I think that's, I do have another video I recorded kind of talking about this, but the idea that it's not just, it's not talent, you know? I mean, these people are talented, but it's time, you know? Pan has talked about this, and Hazy has talked about this, that it's just time, and if you dedicate enough time to it, you'll eventually get it. And something recently, I've put in a lot of hours into this. I don't know how many, and I really wish I would have tracked, because I think that would have been a pretty good indicator as to the dedication that I've had to just like sitting down and playing this often. And I love this game. This game is so fucking good. And this game and Diojo are just so good, and I cannot wait to start sinking my teeth back into Diojo. But the amount of time that I've put into it, and the amount of close calls, I've had a fair amount of close calls getting the one-all, but nothing like these past couple of days. These past couple of days, it just felt like I saw the fucking Matrix. I don't know why. It's just like, oh yeah, no. Every attempt, I'm not kidding you, nearly every attempt, I was getting to the final boss, and I was in a position where I could have gotten it. I have the recordings. I'll probably not save them permanently because it's whatever. It's just simple gameplay, but I've noticed a change, and I think that change is like, I've been of this mindset that, like, you know, you have to hoard, you have to, you know, you have to score properly, otherwise you won't get, you know, your extra extends, and recently I'm just like, why? Why not just push? Because if I just push, eventually I'm going to hit it, and, you know, I'm going to get better at these other stages that I'm not very good at. And over the past maybe week or two, I went back and I started practicing stage 5 and 6, but not even that much. Just enough to, like, know that I can do it. And so things kind of just aligned. First 3 stages I'm pretty confident in. Stage 4 I'm less confident in, but I find stage 4 so much fun that I just didn't even give a shit. You know, I like 4 a lot. I like 5 more now that I've kind of cleared this 1-all. It's just, dude, I don't want to like gush, but as somebody who's, you know, I'm not young. I'm 38, and I was around when these games were coming out, and I was not even privy, I wasn't aware of them, and it's just like, I can put myself in the shoes of people who were playing these games back then, and just like, fuck, dude, they were on the ground floor of something just fantastic. I think that Cave, you know, has evolved over the years. You know, they haven't had much released recently, but it's like all of the shit that I've played of theirs, and I've been accumulating games of theirs and playing stuff on and off and trying different shmups from different people, and it's just, man, this game and Diojo in particular just really resonate with me, and I think that part of it is maybe it's the visuals, it's the music. Diojo's music is fucking amazing, and I don't think that this game's music is bad. I just think that because of a lot of repeat, it doesn't drain on me. I don't feel any negativity towards it, and not knocking them at all. I think that going from DonPachi to DoDonPachi is like insane, and I know people love DonPachi, but it's like this game is just, I don't know, it's like this perfect entry point for me. And like I said, I've played shmups in the past, and you know, Devil Blade Reboot was pretty recent, and Zero Ranger and things like that, but never really sat down and just dedicated days, you know, hours and hours and hours of practicing, just pushing, and it just felt really fucking good, you know, to just do that. And there were times when I was getting frustrated as shit at stupid mistakes, or, you know, things that I knew I shouldn't have gotten hit by, but because I just put myself, or I nudged myself just a little too far, it's on me. There is no question that when you're playing this shit, it's not on you. There's something about that. There's something about this, like, unapologetic, pointing the finger in the right direction, and that's you. You know, you are the keeper of the control, and that just feels really good. My whole rambling about this is kind of just pointing towards the direction of my goal, you know, to do the 1-all here, to practice it enough that I can do it again in a live setting where the controls I'm probably not used to, and I use an octagonal gate, so I know it'll probably be square gate, and I have the buttons swapped around a little bit, but I think, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that this game kicks ass. I fucking love it, and I'm really glad I got the 1-all. I just feel like there's so much more to this. Goofy ass shit. I was like, oh, I can sneak by that. Yeah, I'm not taking that risk. I did set myself up. I should probably talk about the run so far. I set myself up for for failure here. I was confident that I can go in here, no bombs, and kind of squeak around things and set myself up. I was fine, and there were some mistakes on this stage on the previous run I had attempted that I just couldn't undo. So I don't know why I was pulling shots here. I was supposed to be lasering certain areas, and I was just like stuck on holding shot. It was just very thing. You know, sometimes for me at least, your brain just like, no, just do this. Yeah, but been doing it not that way, so I should probably do it the way I'm accustomed. Anyway, a lot of stupid dodging here, and this is one of those instances where I should have died and didn't. I know I have some room at that top section, but I just, other instance of, you know, wrong place, wrong time. But yeah, I think I was just feeling good. You know, I was feeling good these past couple of days. I was just feeling good about it. Very little frustration, very little questioning as to whether or not I could do it. I just, something just clicked, you know? And so I feel like that's gonna happen as I start to dive deeper. But I also feel like, because I've seen the 2 all done, and because I've seen how much this game has potential on, and same thing with Diogo, it's just, it's like watching people who are, I don't know, a mastercraft at like movement or knowledge, and just painting on paper this thing, you know, watching people like Jamers or Pant or Easy or, you know, Pearl or any of these people who just know where to be, how to be, and again, it's just time to do it, you know? I want more. I want more, you know? I haven't dedicated a lot of time to Diogo. I think I've put maybe 15, 20 hours. I've streamed it a little here and there, but I've never really done like full push attempts for it. And I've switched ships here and there. I think that's kind of part of my problem, is I couldn't like stick with something, you know? Whereas here I was Type C L the whole time. And, you know, this does feel like an easy ship, but I mean, fuck. I wasn't going for pretty, you know, I was going for get me this fucking 1-all so I know I can, and I feel really good about it. I've played other shmups on and off. I've tried Crimson Clover, I've tried some other ones on Steam, Mushihime-sama. I haven't tried Futari yet. I do plan to tackle that and Mushihime-sama eventually. But I've just been I've been collecting a bunch of shmup stuff recently in the past year or two, and I think that my first experience with shmups to this degree, STGs, bullet hells, was seeing, you know, video of it back in the day and seeing these crazy dodges that people were doing and pattern play this shit where, you know, they're weaving in through bullets that they should be dying to, and that kind of like always in the back of my head was like, oh, I'll never do that. And this was fucking 15, 20 years ago or something like that. And it's always been in the back of my head. It's like something I've always liked. I've always, you know, anytime I was a kid, I would put some quarters into Raiden, or however you pronounce it, or other games like it. 1942, I think I remember playing as a kid. But, you know, games that would just eat my quarter because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and now, years and years later, I get it, you know? There's a reason why I think this community has, like, such a dedicated following, and it's just crazy that I didn't pick it up sooner, you know? It's just, it hits all of the right notes for me in a lot of cases, and I've talked about it on stream before too, that like, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels good. This dodge is fucking insane, and then I get hit by one that I shouldn't have. Dude, that's so annoying. I probably wouldn't have lasted longer, but anyway. The other story to this is, you know, I had tried shmups, but when we were in Japan the first time, we had gone, they were advertising Diogo, and that new artwork for Diogo is gorgeous. Fucking love it. So I have the wall scroll, have my arcade stick that has that artwork in it, and I was like, fuck this, I'm just dedicated to Diogo. But then I started to think, like, maybe it's too hard, maybe I can't do it. I started reading lists of like games that I should attempt for 1cc or 1 alls. So I was like, fuck it, I'll move back, go to DoDonPachi, and maybe go back to DonPachi. Because I feel like DonPachi seems pretty easy. You know, you just bomb spam, and that's kind of how the game is. So I think that won't be too difficult, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. Like, if I can just do it anytime, then fuck it. But this game takes practice, at least for me. There was so much little stuff, shoutouts Pan, like this kind of thing, where I didn't know I could just get up there and point blank these fuckers and not have to worry about their stupid bullet spam. Or this setup with this line, or the setup on the previous boss. I knew about that one, I think. Can't you do it in Diojo? Doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just seeing the artwork in Japan and that vibe that I got from it, and realizing that like there's a company out there dedicated to, you know, porting these kinds of games, and people still like them, and they're not cheap, and people collect them, and there's, you know, so many arcades around that I can play these games at. Maybe I should look into it. That's bullshit death. Totally on me, 100%. But man, I thought I had this little section figured out, but I just fucked up. So I just spam. So yeah, in Japan, saw it, was like, fuck this, man, I gotta get into this shit. So I came back home, and I started looking into Cave further. You know, always heard about him, never really like dug my or sank my teeth into it like people have in the past, and just kind of like, it just, I don't know, I got enamored, and I had this inkling to just buy as much of the Cave shit as I could. Idiot death, that was stupid on me. I don't know why the hell I got hit by that. So I've bought a couple of Cave games here and there. I have DoDonPachi Collector's Edition, and it's just so pretty, but the game is just so, this game, Iojo, any of the Cave stuff that I've played, any of the shmups that I've played, you know, in recent history, I love it. And I'm a big video game person. I've played a lot of JRPGs, I've played a lot of, you know, shooters, I've played a lot of this, that, and the other. I've played a lot of games, but just something about this has really hit me, you know? And so when I finally got this, I'm thinking about it like every day, every single day. That's all I'm thinking about. Like, man, I gotta fucking get home and practice. And I think maybe it took me like 6 weeks of pretty solid practice. Not many hours a day, maybe an hour or two here or there, but there were some days where I would just sit down and play for 3-4 hours and just fucking go. Practicing, you know, from initial, I was practicing stages and practicing bosses and kind of learning that stuff, and I played on and off, but eventually once I got to this point where I could get here consistently, I probably started doing runs too early, but once I started getting here consistently, it was just like, it's go time. I'm just gonna fucking push. And, you know, some of the stuff started to click. I think that parts of this right here, where I'm like, oh, if I use my shot, all this other shit's happening on screen, you know, it slows down and it's so much fucking easier. Or, you know, these stupid red lasers that fucking clip you no matter where you're at on the goddamn screen like that. Very frustrating, but I think that by this point, I'm thinking to myself, I got this. I'm pretty sure I fucking got this. You know, point blanking this bitch, getting up in this guy's face, and then realizing, oh, I'm going to die, and bombing him. But yeah, I think that because my score was so ass to start, and then I had to like kind of pick up the pace. Yeah, I was on edge a little, but I was pretty fucking confident. And then, you know, I had a run prior to this where I got clipped in this boss in very stupid ways. Like this, I would have gotten clipped there had I not just, you know, or there. I got clipped similarly in the past run prior to this, and it was just stupid. Oh man. Dude, I'm just, this is so sad what's about to happen. Oh, fuck. Why did I let that happen? So now I'm panicking. At this point, I'm like, I think I can do it. I need to like get up in his face, and then I'm like, no, maybe I should just, you know, back off, see if I can get him in his next phase. There have been times in the past where I'd hit this boss, where I had gotten to this boss, and then I had like bombed, screwed up, got clipped, or I wasted too many bombs or something like that. And yeah, it's just, man, getting that fucker with one bomb left and no lives, it felt really good. And yeah, I think this was therapeutic, to say the least, and it has been such a fucking blast and such a pleasure. I think that we have so many options to play games, any genre you want, and you can dedicate time to any of them. You can learn speedrunning, you can learn shmups, it doesn't matter. This shit though, it's different, man. I'm so excited. I love this game. I can't wait to do better in it. I'm not going for 2 walls. There's no fucking way. I'm not even remotely there yet, but I am very excited to 1-all some more shit and yeah, get moving, because yeah, time is of the essence, and you know, nobody's waiting for me, and yeah, I think that we can all do this shit. If you don't think you can do it, you can fucking do it. I guarantee it. Video's gonna end, so I'm just gonna pause on this. You can do it. I know you can. And I think that it takes time. It sucks. It's hard to dedicate time and effort. But you can do it. I believe in you, and I know you believe in me. There's something to be said about how STGs and shmups have kind of always been there. I mean, early games, shmups, STGs, similar evolution to, you know, graphical fidelity. Like, we've had steps along the way, and then we've had leaps. And I don't know, man. I just feel like when Toaplan, I don't know all the history, but from what I know, certain people from Toaplan, they left, or it was, you know, they went out of business or whatever the fuck happened. They started Cave, or some people moved over to Cave, and we started to get these just bangers, dude. I can't wait to try Ketsui. I got an IGS PGM, so I'm excited to try that shit. I got a CRT all set up. I can't wait. There's man, I could talk about this shit for hours. And I'm gonna. I look forward to tackling this kind of shit and just talking about shmups and, you know, sitting in an arcade and doing this and feeling that adrenaline pump through me. The amount of times when I started to like get really close to getting the 1-all, just the amount of heart bumping, crazy feeling like, oh man, this is it. You know, I couldn't calm down. I could breathe deep, and it still wasn't enough, you know. Breathe in, breathe out, and it's not enough. It, like, that feeling is crazy. And it's just a fucking game, dude. It's just a simple little game, but it's so much more than that. There's a lot to be said about it, and I think that goes for any of these STGs that people really cherish. I know there are a lot of rising games that people really love, Bat Rider, and you know, I can't. It's crazy how good some people are to have, you know, 2-all of a bunch of cave games, and, you know, Battle Garega. Watching Battle Garega or Bat Rider, it's like, it may look similar to everyone who may not be in it, but it's just so different, but yet still the same. I don't know. I'm not, I don't know all the shit. I don't know all the shit, but I love seeing it, you know? And I really like seeing when companies take over to bring us the things that we don't have easy access to. Now, granted, we do have easy access to certain versions of certain things because we can really play them now in certain ways, but bringing us these modern ports with all these bells and whistles and trying to preserve them in the fashion that they're doing is just so fucking rad. And I get to see it and I get to experience it, and I have so much content that I can play at any given time now because of the dedication to shmups that the creators and the artists and the fans have brought. It's huge. I fucking love it. I'm very excited. I think that because of the amount of physical copies that are out there, I mean digital included, but it's crazy to see that the Switch is just this shmup library. You know, and it may not be the best system for it, or Switch 2 or whatever the fuck. But it's nuts. I didn't think it was such a, and like I said, over the past 2 years, roughly, I've been really like enamored and just looking at this shmup thing or that shmup, modifying my arcade stick so that it can work with the IGS PGM, and buying all these parts so that I can have my IGS PGM in a position where I can actually like plug it into all this shit so I can have one game, Diojo, so far. And I think that either I'm going to make my own bootlegs, or like the Fluffy carts, shout out Fluffy, or wait for the flash cart that somebody's working on. Anyway, doesn't matter. Shit's cool. Shit's real cool. Electric Underground, shout out. All this shit. I don't even know if I'm gonna put this video up. I'm sitting here rambling like a fucking asshole. Anyway, 27 minutes, 13 seconds. Thanks for listening to my rambling. Thanks for watching my one all. I hope everyone has a kick-ass day and kick-ass night. It's fucking, I think, 11 o'clock here. So yeah, everyone, take it easy. Stay awesome. Keep pushing. You know, I believe in you. I know you can do this shit. And yeah, if you want to talk about shmups with me, maybe I'll stream it. I don't know what the fuck's gonna go down, but yeah. All right. Love you guys. Take it easy.